this is a model that I did a while ago, and I want to make it into a realistic render. I want it to look like this, to make it look realistic, whereby you get to see the materials. They look so real. The whole hotels look like they're all real, like it's not SketchUp, it's not vray. And the glass, you can see the glass reflecting light. This particular light here is being reflected on the glass here. So that's what we want to do today, and you can see details, they're all showing at the back of the glass. So we want to make this model here to look like this. So let's start work. Okay, now all these materials are in default materials. For you to know, if you want to know whatever materials they are in, just go to your paint bucket. When you click on your paint bucket, pick the tool and click on this. You see it's going to give you a default. And first thing we'll do is to start creating materials in it. When you look at this, the basic material here is this particular material here, so it's basically everything. So what I'm just going to do here with the tool work is to create a material. So now that we have a default material, I'm just going to create something. You click on this, it's going to give you this, then you can customize it. So I'll click wood. I'm using this 3.0 because I already have a wood. So then I'll go to this to pick what I want exactly. Yeah, I think I want this, so I open this and click OK. When I do that and pick it to click this, everything else changes. You see, it all changes because that's the default material that I'm trying to use. But now I can now begin to, I can click edit and do whatever I want to do. We're gonna come back to that. So now that we have this, so let's start drawing. This is the majority of the material, and because I have little tiny details here, because I have all these tiny intricacies, these tiny details, that's why I just created everything as a whole. So I'm gonna be editing the larger part, which will be this part and the cushion for the chair. So now let us do the cushion for the chair. So what do? We double click on this. When you double click on this, it's going to tell you to edit, and you click on this again because this is a group. In a group, you can right click and go to edit group. When you do that, we have this. So I'm going to choose a particular material for this. We can do the same thing we did the other time by going here to create your own kind of material, customized material, but I already have this here, what I want to use here. So I'm going to use this. I call it cushion. I'm going to use this here. So I click that, I go here, oh sorry, Ctrl Z. Let's do this again. I go here, so we have this, almost done. Close the group. Move to another one. Edit the group. Oh, we just did something else again. I double clicked on it. So we go back. So you edit the group. Click here, click here. Next. This is so much fun if you get the hang of it. Edit the group now. Click here. Here, something's happening here. This is actually wanted you all to see this, so that you know how to solve things like this. When you have things like this, in a way whereby you cannot break it, it's given me this. This is supposed to be another material, and this is supposed to be another material, but it's combining everything together. There's a way to solve it. So do not panic when you have something like this in your work. Just go here and right click on it. You see this, soften, you reduce it. When you reduce it, it's going to give you everything in grip to break down all the geometry, but that's not what I want to do. So let us take it back to about 20. Yes, So now you see the difference. See, we already broke it down. So do not panic when you find things like this in your work. That's just the way to go about it. So now we're sorted. So let's do the fourth one. Okay, it's coming up. Close the group, close that one. Then you open this one. I think we have another issue here too. So what you do is you close the group, leave the group, click on the group, then soften it. Yeah, when you soften it, you see the difference now. Yeah, reduce it, reduce the angle. Close this one. So let's see what we have. You see, broke it down already. So we'll put our material there, here, and here. Okay. So we have this now. We're almost done. So now let's treat this particular one. This is a glass, as you can see here. It's glass. So let's treat this particular one. I have a material here already, but I'm going to show you how to get this particular material. So it's either I could do this, put the glass here, here, say we have this. Okay, so this is more like it. This is like the first stage of it all, but this doesn't make it look realistic. When you do this, it's just gonna make it look plastic, but it's not gonna come out looking like this. So for it to look like this, you have to go to vray. You take your materials to vray. So how do we do that? Pick this, click on the material. When you click on the material, you go to your material editor and vray. Preview the material. This is what we have. It's just like this. This is what we have. So what do? You create a layer. Let's create a reflection layer. Reflection layer allows it to be able to receive light. So that makes it look very realistic, like this. You can see the lights are showing, the way the light bounces on it and bounces off it. That's what gives it a realistic feel. But not just that, so we're going to get to that. So we create a layer. When you create a layer and preview it, you see the difference. Now you have these shiny edges. You have the shiny edges, but it still doesn't change your material. Because when you have this and render it, you're not going to see the shiny edges. You're not going to see all the shiny edges. So for you to see the shiny edges, you go to reflection in your glossiness tab. You go to reflection, you click on it, click bitmap, then you pick a lighter shade of what you used before. Remember earlier, this was what we used, and this is lighter shade now. Pick a lighter shade. You can edit this one in Photoshop to make it lighter. You pick a lighter shade, preview it. This is what you have. You have a lighter shade. So when you do this and preview, see what you get. You see it's quite different. If you can see it well, it's quite different. And do not forget, one important thing that you must know too is that this must be Fresnel. Text Fresnel. Text Fresnel. That's what works for it. But I think in recent versions it's always Fresnel. So do not forget to make it Fresnel. But because I'm making wood, this is too shiny for me for wood setting. So I'm going to reduce the setting because it's wood, it's not plastic. So I do not want it to shine too much. So I'm going to reduce it to 0.8. Let's preview it. You see the difference? See? It's making it look like a realistic wood now. And this too, I'm going to take it to a 0.9. That's the general reflection. A 0.9, so it doesn't shine too much. Then one more thing, I'm gonna bump it. bitmap. I'll just bump it with same material. Yep, preview it. Okay, so I'm gonna bump it with 3. This gives it a very strong feel. It comes out looking all nice and all. Okay, we have that. So all you have to do is already there. So you can just select all objects using this material. When you select that, it's going to pick everything that's using the material that you've chosen and apply material to selection. When you do that, it's all in there. So what do we do next? Let's close this. Next thing we do, we pick the next material, which is this one, the cushion. We'll go to your material tab too. If you want to know which material you've chosen, just go here. This is it, the cushion. That's what I've chosen. So what do I do here too? I create a reflection layer. Reflection layer. I'm going to teach you a very smooth trick here. In case, remember this should be preview the material first, don't forget. So now it's shiny, but it's not going to come out shiny like this in your real work, so you need to edit this. This is Fresnel, don't forget that. Okay, so you go to your reflection, bitmap it, texture. I think I have that in cotton. Okay, so check this. Let's do something. In case you don't have a brighter material, in case you haven't edited your brighter material and you need to do something real fast, you could improvise, and this is going to give you a different feel from what you have. So this is what I'm going to do. I have the leather cushion of a darker color, I have it in a brighter color, but that doesn't still mean that I'm going to be able to, it will receive light. So I'm going to use something similar that is nice that I want to do, so close to what I want. So it will give me another effect, meaning it looks like I'm joining two kind of materials together to work. It gives me another effect. And one more thing that I do, I reduce this because it's cushion, so I reduce the value, preview this, and then look at it, see the difference now, and then I bump it. Do not forget, that's important. You bump your material, bump it with the original material that you have. Yeah, bump it with just about 3. Yeah, check it out. It's looking more realistic. So what do you do next? Select all materials using this. When you do that, look at it. It's gonna select everything. Alright, it's going to pick all the materials using this particular one, and all you have to do is right click on it again and select all objects, apply material to selection. Sorry. So having done that, hold on, help is on the way, hold on, help is on the way. It does this at times. It just keeps rolling and rolling. So you have to be patient. Do not click anything. Okay, this is funny. So we're done with this. We're done with this particular chair now. We could do something. We could do something. We're done with this now. You remember, this material is the same thing as this material. So now we have the glass to go in this particular model. So you click this. When you right click this, so let's name it glass. Okay, that's the name we're giving it. And let's go to material editor. edit my glass. Let's see what you've got. So here I'm actually using a particular material. This is what I'm using. Let me edit it so that, let me show you where I got it from. This is what I'm using. I'm using this material. So let's go back. I'm using that material, a downloaded material. That's what I'm using. But when I do this, it's just going to give me this particular material. And the reason why I'm doing this is to have this effect. I wanted to have this rough effect on my glass. Check it out. I wanted to have a rough effect on my glass. I just want to be smooth and all. Yeah. So what do? I'm going to create a layer. First, I'll create a reflection layer. Let's see how that works. You see, reflection layer. Bump it. Reflection layer. Reflected. Trying to make it reflect now. So I don't have a brighter one now. So, but do not worry because this is glass. So all you have to do here to get the reflection done is just go to your transparency in the diffuser and change the setting. Change this one real high. You're gonna have glass. So preview it. You see, it is lighter. But now let's do something else. Let's create another layer, a refraction layer. This is actually what you use to make glass. The refraction layer. When you preview it now, it's going to look way different. For color, let's change the color of the glass. So for color tells you the color, the kind of color you want inside your glass. Preview. You have this. Let us change transparency. You have this. Preview it. This is showing here because we have a diffuse layer. When I remove the diffuse layer, you'll see the difference now. Let me remove the diffuse layer. These are different ways you can make glass. So preview. See what we have now that the diffuse layer is gone. This is what we have. So let's come back to secret transparency and preview what we have. Let's go to the life update. Preview what we have. This is what we have now, but this is not what I want. This is not what I want, so I have to create another layer. I have to go back to creating my layer again. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for my glass. Okay, there you are. So let us create. Let's go glass. Preview it now. Preview what you have. Now I no longer have a reflection, a diffuse layer rather. So let us create a diffuse layer. Diffuse layer. Okay. Go ahead and sell me how to now lay your ship bad. Then create this, make it transparent. See how I leave with every piece of you. Then we both don't underestimate the things that I would do. Okay, okay. We have this again. We could have got it all. Now it means that you have my heart inside your hand, and you play to the baby. This actually controls the smoothness and the roughness of the glass. Yeah, this is close to what I want. So this is what I'm just going to do. So now select all materials using this. Apply material selection. There you go. You have to wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, so we have this. Check it out. Almost done. Looking like it's real, right? So next, let us treat the floor. So you select this. This is the floor. Create this. Name it floor. You can give it whatever name you want, but I'm just naming it floor. And my names are actually very funny. And that's because I have the same name already registered in the model. So texture, let's go here. And I'm gonna use this. Okay. Okay, I can do this to make it bigger. 500. See, it's bigger. It's gonna be bigger. Got it. Looking more realistic now. More bigger, not realistic rather. Vray is gonna make it look realistic, final realistic. So we have this. So let us create a layer, reflection layer. Do not forget reflection layer. Fresnel. Don't forget to Fresnel, and go to this place. Pick your bitmap. Go to wherever you have your file, and pick the brighter one. Now let us look for the brighter one. Where is it? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Remember I taught you a trick. If you don't have the brighter one, use something else, something similar to it. So you do this. Okay, review it. See what we have now. Then you bump it. Okay. Alright, now I think we have a better, a more appropriate, realistic design. Right now we have this, we have this, we have the glass, we have this, we have it all. So let us now start to render. But before we render, we have to consider so many things. Because it's an interior rendering, you have to consider your settings, you have to consider your lighting and all. So first, what you do, override material. This makes your render very fast. Override material with a medium of 128, value of 128, And let's see, when you override your material and render, this is what you're gonna get. It's rendering, it's waiting. Listen, vray is preparing to render. Please wait. So let us wait. You have to be patient with this. Some works are just very heavy, like this particular one I'm doing. So this is what we get. It will show now. Just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. Okay. While we wait, let me play some music. Let's see. I think I like this one. Okay.
You've been on my mind. I grow under every day. Lose myself in time. Just I don't leave love. Let my doubts go.
Very slow. And that's because I'm not so sensitive. Okay, while we're waiting for this, let's stop it. Okay. Alright. So while we're waiting for this, let us do this. I'm going to be taking you, let me take you through my steps, how I came about achieving this kind of information. It's very important to understand information in your render. So let's do this. If you check this out, if you check this, you're going to find out that I have light here. These are rectangle lights here. These are rectangle lights here. The essence of the rectangle light is to bring it a sharper light into your building through your windows. It's going to make them very sharp and look like real nice illumination. So this is some side. I have this here. You can adjust the illumination, right? So I'm going to use 15. Let's see. know more than 20. I know that. So. Okay, so now I have this struggle becoming like, so I think I should have a proper explanation with the openings I have just for this. Create something like this. So now to go to global switches. Remember we override the material, that's because we're trying to test this. It's rendering. Well, yeah, that's because we're trying to test it. So camera. These are the settings I like to use my camera. For interior settings I use the 40, 50, 30, 40%, like that. That's the yeah. Color mapping pictures being connected. I like it without so I don't feel that. So I think we're good now. Remove the override material. So let's do this. Now we know the kind of illumination we have when we do this. So let us cancel this and start again. I'll put the get view aspect. Now let's render. Now it's going to show the material and how everything works together. So just chill. Now I go back to my music. Okay. What do I want to be? Okay, I think I know what to do. What are we waiting for? Why do we break the rules of rain? I was never one to believe so high. Since I saw the black and white, the place is gone, and I'm not expecting it. My days without you dying. That's alright. Got nothing from that tonight. Walk my mouth, one free away. Hey, hey, my. Oh, oh, some nights I wish that they told me I I have some friends apology. And some nights I get to forget me again. Some nights I always win. I always win. Oh, oh, oh. Those nights I don't know. You really have to be patient. With this kind of sessions, it makes it quite heavy and should not rush. If you want something that doesn't come easy, you have to be patient and it will come. Check this out. It's really nice, right? Really fine. It took a while to get here.